touchdown celebration.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Man, what a game that was. If you had a couple heart murmurs or whatever, if you have any type of heart conditions, don't watch EVA the rest of the year because
Cardiac who's.
that's why the name rings true, buddy. Mills, you thought that was a terrible game.
I did.
The worst game of the year.
Yes.
Why? Be articulate. Use your words.
We didn't get anything going.
No. That was definitely a chippy Washington State team that we played.
I mean,
against.
I think Washington State played well. They lost it for themselves.
So why do you think that?
We got to see old Des Kitchen.
Do you think we were just in our heads about what the game meant? Are we getting lost in the sauce with the future of what could be? You think the players are buying into that?
Maybe. But I think the whole you win this game, you're bowl eligible, which we are now. But I think that had to play a little bit. But they just started off bad. It just didn't Washington State have a long drive at the beginning, so they kind of controlled the flow of the game. We just didn't get anything going. We had a lot of 3-and-outs, third down conversion. I don't know the numbers.
I missed the start of the game. I believe because of the stupid CW. Now that I think of it, it wasn't my fault that I missed the start of the game. Golly,
stupid NASCAR.
The CW, man.
Well, that's how bad NASCAR's gotten. They had to put it on the CW.
Stick to Smallville. Jeez, that CW sucks.
They're the worst. It's like it's. No wonder the ACC is struggling with money and the Big Ten and SEC's laughing at us.
Well, they probably signed that that game years ago, but geez, man,
the commentary was bad.
Oh yeah, they're terrible, man. But just what I was getting at was that first 3-and-out. I mean, that
was quick.
That's a deflating type of thing when it's a quick 3-and-out, and you walk off the field. But Sean, you were there.
I was.
What was the atmosphere like?
I will say I was texting y'all. I got into the stadium about 20 minutes before kickoff because I guess they pushed it back till 6:45.
Because of NASCAR.
Yeah, so they pushed it back. I didn't realize that. So we got into the stadium early, 25 minutes early, and I was like, oh, okay. But I guess that also makes sense why the student section was filled. The hill was at capacity before the game even started, and I was texting all the pictures of it. So it was exciting to see the fan buy-in, and it reflects when you look at the attendance report. So over 56,000 fans were there.
Is that the largest
of the year?
Did that be the JMU one?
No, I think JMU is still the largest. Oh. But we had 56,048, and I was 4 of those.
You can't. So I mean, you can't be mad at the students. The students definitely showed out, and the good thing is they stayed for the whole game, which is good because
the game was there the entire time.
I was wondering because unfortunately you didn't get to stay the entire time. You had some things going on, but I was wondering if the air got sucked out of the stadium in that first half.
It kind of ebbed and flowed a little bit. When we went 3-and-out, we were like, okay. They had that drive, and sorry, Bills. JMU had 56,508. So the 500 fans that JMU bust in with them put them over the edge.
I don't think we had 500.
That was the band.
The band. But yeah, so like after that long drive, like you said, we went 3-and-out after a minute and 10 seconds. After we got the ball, they went down, and then they scored on their opening possession. Kind of took the air out of the stadium a little bit, like you said, and then it looked at where our offense went 3-and-out again, and you're kind of having a feeling like, what is going on here? And we were throwing the ball a lot more than we're used to seeing. Virginia has built this smash mouth football, and I'm looking at it. Pass play. Let me refresh. Pass play, rush, pass play, the first drive. Then the second drive, we had a rush, pass play. So you think about it, we only had 2 rushes out of the first 6 plays. So it was definitely went against the grain for what our game plan was. And Washington State was a team that had an ability to tackle coming into it. They had the second most missed tackles in the NCAA from my recollection. So they should have been vulnerable when it comes to running the ball, and we just couldn't get it done right away. And it seemed like we tried to exploit a different area, and to me, it looked like it was experimental offensive calling, and I didn't like it, and neither did the fans.
I think a lot of teams kind of stemming from the Louisville game, the way the Louisville game played out. They're trying to play much, much more physical. I know that football is just physical in nature. I mean, you're going to hit as hard as you can, but it does seem like we got a target on our back. They're trying to challenge us physically and dominate us mentally through that. So definitely that particular game. And I mean, Washington State just came off that 3-point loss to Ole Miss.
I mean,
coming into that game, so
if you really think about it, covering the spread, they were a 31.5-point underdog against Ole Miss, and then 17.5 against us. I mean,
you're talking about back-to-back weeks where they lost to 2 top 20 teams by a combined 5 points.
Right, and so
they kind of like that handed us. Anybody. Yeah, and I think they're a stronger team, and I don't want to overlook. We talked about it last week. Don't overlook the team, play to the competition. I don't think we overlooked them. I just don't think we played right. I don't know if we just were rusty. But Tony Elliott, still undefeated after a bye week.
Not the prettiest, but...
Mills, do you see any positive... I mean, other than, like, the effects of the season, but do you see any positives in that game? Especially, like, in the middle of the season game.
Yes. I guess the positive would be is we... came out on top in a dogfight game, like a ugly dogfight. Like we had nothing going, but we ended up winning.
We found a way to win.
Found a way. Like,
I got you, Sean. What about you?
Yeah, I want to bring it up. So remember early in the season, we were giving up big plays, and our defense was struggling, but we were winning because our offense was putting up 41. And what did I tell y'all? I said, look, if there's a coach I believe in, it's Coach Rudd. And we've seen it now 3 weeks in a row. The offense has been kind of on a decline, but that defense is stepping up big time. So, I mean, you got gifted the mistake on the special teams play by Washington State, but then to pin your ears back and to get the safety, again, we talk about him every week. I don't know. I mean, everybody knows Cam Robinson's just a dog. They were saying I couldn't see it. So, I was driving home when the ending of the game happened, but he forced a fumble on that last play on the safety. That's why he didn't get out the end zone. He was pretty much almost out of the end zone, but he forced a fumble because the ball went from up here to down in his belly, and that's what held it in, and that's what caused the safety. I mean, that's huge.
Well, what I take away the importance of this game and the bright side was that the boys got a little bit of fear put into them, in my opinion. Not like scared to play and whatever, but like, hey, look, we can't sit on our haunches when we play this type of game. Like, I feel like it was a wake up call for them. Like, hey, we got to get better in these areas. And to the offense's credit, they showed up when it mattered. The defense did their job and kept them in the game, but they showed up when they mattered. And I think I would rather have that wake up call now than down the road. And I think that was a real important game for them to win and kind of learn how to win and not sit back and hope that everything plays out in their favor. Because, I mean, they've had 2 or 3 games. This is, I guess, their second game or their third game where it's down to the wire. So it's crazy, man. That game was a wild one. But, I mean, if you look at the second half, it really is a tale of 2 games, in my opinion.
Yeah. Tale of 2 halves. So if you look at it, so the offense struggled in the first. Defense kind of hung around. We forced an interception. If you kind of go back to it in that first quarter, we had that interception. We went for it on 4th down and didn't get it. We were in field goal range.
The play calling was a little weird on that. I guess I get it, but the play calling was a little strange.
I would have liked to see us maybe kick the field goal that early in the game.
Well, I mean, just would they throw just that pass play? I guess they're just trying to throw them off a little bit. They threw that.
Oh yeah, that swing pass out. Yep, I'm catching with you.
When I felt like they could have, why didn't they run the ball? Like that's what we're supposed to be doing this year. Is run the ball on 3rd down, get close. If you're that close, then run it again.
Punch it through. Yeah.
Was that the first field goal that we did, or a second?
No, we didn't kick the field goal there. We went for it on 4th down and we missed it.
That one.
That was after that interception.
Turnover on downs. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just like looking at the game as a whole. Like the offense showed up in that last drive like big time, and that's the UVA that we're used to seeing. And when the running game did work, it was pretty big clutch runs where he actually hit. Where you look at like even at the end of the game when he got that big first down. I mean, that was a big run right there by Taylor. But
I mean, the run backs also got banged up that game.
yeah, we lost one, and I guess
Taylor went out hobbling for a little bit, came back. I mean, and then Brown.
And I mean, I know that he fumbled it, and he looked like he was really chewed up.
Whaley.
Whaley looked
he
really
fumbled.
chewed up over it. But I mean,
It was a great punch out. It was a good.
It was,
punch out.
but I mean, the play right before that, he had a big run,
yeah.
and so I mean, I feel good about our running back situation, even losing Brown. I mean, it sucks, and he's a great running back, but we should get him back next year.
Did they say what happened?
I don't know if he's done yet. You would assume he's done with the way
I thought
he
he
went
was,
down.
but y'all said the TV. Oh, if he's done yet.
If he's done for the year, we don't know.
They haven't really said yet, but
Yeah.
It looked bad.
well, so did Sage Genesis when we thought like
Yeah, but
then he comes back the next play and
And
scores
scores
a
a touchdown. So yeah, but I don't think Brown came back at all.
Sage Ennis had a big catch in this game.
He did.
So the best, we talked about the offense starting slow, but we finally looked like ourselves in that fourth quarter when we got the ball on the 3-yard line. And I wish I would have remembered this and wrote it down. I didn't remember it till just now. The amount of drives we've had over 80 yards and over 90 yards that ended in a touchdown or points are astronomical. That's what they were saying on the CW. But so we started that on the 3-yard line, and it was only 3, 6, 7 or 8 plays, 9 plays drive. Yeah, 9 plays, 97 yards for a touchdown. If you think about it, that you're averaging almost 10 yards a play, and we look like our old self there.
Well, one thing I noticed in that series was the tempo was a little bit different.
They got the tempo going when they can. I like how our tempo is not predictable. You're not going to predict when we go up tempo. It's just out of the blue. We'll huddle, we'll muddle, and then it's like, all right, we're going to go up tempo. We're going to catch you off guard. And I think it tires out the defense doing it that way. But that drive really showed, like, hey, we're still around. The offense is still capable. And that also came after the I like talking about this, the Cam Robinson suplex. I think that, from anybody's standpoint, that was the play that sparked the entire comeback. Because Cam Robinson stopped the guy for negative yard, picked him up, essentially, and threw him over his shoulder. And I think that re-energized the entire Scott Stadium crowd. And then that's when we go on that 97-yard drive, and then they have a multiple false starts on the very next drive. So the crowd is really into it. They're banging the bell, whatever that third down noise is, and then we get the ball back, we kick the field goal, and tie it.
What more?
The bell.
I thought they banned like bells.
No. It's on the jumbo or the loudspeakers. It's third down, and it's like. Bang, bang. It's just random how they do it. I like it. It's no longer Crazy Train.
But I mean, that's where I feel like the crowd mattered. The crowd really should. You want to talk about defensive player of the game or player of the game to me.
12 side.
It was the crowd this
The
time.
fourth side. Remember,
Well, we go fourth side. Yeah, I have those banners.
But you know what I mean? Like that sequence at the very end of the game may not have happened if it wasn't for them.
And I think Elliott hit on it too. That wasn't the student side. That was the bowl side. So that is the fans, the recruits, the family. Like, that's my side of the stadium. So we showed out. And again, it was back-to-back false starts. And it wasn't the only time that happened. I think we forced like 6 or 7 false starts on them.
Now in terms of like penalties and stuff like that, we did get lucky with a couple slip ups on Washington State side. That could turn it. But with that fair catch.
Yeah, that was a gift. I mean, that was bonehead play. Bonehead.
Right.
I mean, really, it's a bonehead play on the guy who caught it. Should just let it go into the end zone.
That's a long way to be on the East Coast and have to fly back.
Yeah.
That flight, and it's a long flight back.
You're sitting in the back.
Yeah.
you're carrying everybody.
Someone's
bags.
picking him up and put him in the toilet, giving him a swirly.
He's flying on Breeze or whatever.
Spirit.
Or a Spirit. Yeah. Y'all, you're flying on Spirit on the way back.
I'm glad you brought up penalties, though. We had quite a few penalties ourselves.
But I thought they were
7 for 65.
Yeah, but some of them felt really ticky-tacky to me.
I felt that way, too.
I didn't think
like
the
it.
refs did bad. I think they.
I'm not saying they did bad, but we had a lot of uncharacteristic penalties.
Well,
is
so
what I'm going
imagine. So I think Was it both? Okay, so one interception. I think it was the second one, the big one in the fourth quarter. They pushed it back. That would have changed the dynamic.
The block in the back. That was
might have
15
scored
yards.
on that because we would have been in better field position.
But if you think about it, that did save us too because we were able to kill more clock, settle for the field goal. But what would you rather have? Knowing the outcome is going to be a safety the next drive or whatever. But it did help us.
I think right after the safety, we had a penalty that pushed us back a little bit further and just made it to where
on the kickoff.
Yeah, because they squib kicked it, if I recall.
Correct.
Something like that. So, I mean, like, dumb penalties and stuff like that, I felt.
Holding. We had a holding penalty on the kickoff after. So
right.
But then from there, it was kneel downs.
But those interceptions were great. It seems like the corners. I mean, that I felt like they gave up that one deep ball early in the game. But to me, that just seemed like they were on him. There didn't seem like there was any miscommunications. I just felt like that's just the way that it went. You didn't feel like he was doubled up.
I mean, I wasn't impressed by the receiving core at Washington State. But
yeah, like I don't think anybody got burned on that play. That's just the ball happened to just be where it's supposed to be, and
that quarterback didn't.
You talking about the touchdown?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I want to say that was 29 got turned around, and if he would have been looking up a little bit earlier, he probably picks it off. But I think he kind of overran it because when you look back, the ball was right behind him. So,
but you want to see
we're due one.
You want to see touchdown, like deep threat touchdowns like that, as opposed to the ones that we saw earlier.
Yeah,
where guys were just getting totally burned.
It was a contested catch. Yeah, I agree with that.
But a little bit more about the game. I know Mills doesn't have a lot to say about it, but there were some really exciting plays at the end of the game. I mean, that was really great with Edrin and how Edrin was able to just bring some stuff. When we were talking about, I didn't want to bring it up when we were talking about tempo play. Some of those were some really risky passes. I felt like
from Chandler in the first half.
No, or on that long drive.
That one, yes, but
the one where Trell bumped him.
Well, there was two people from our team right there trying to catch the ball.
That's the second time I think this has happened. The first one resulted, I think, in
it was the interception.
Yeah.
Yep. This one though, Edrin was able to get up, and the ball was where only Edrin could catch it. The other guy wasn't making the catch. So yeah, you saw a few balls like that, but overall, I mean, Chandler still looked pretty solid. It's still a game management where I mean he was still 15 for 25, 179 yards. 37 as the long of the night.
Did Cam Ross show up to classes at JMU? Mills? After that hit, he thought he was back in JMU.
Probably. I thought it was a clean hit.
No,
I don't.
It was, but it was what ensued after is what I felt was unnecessary.
See, I'm okay with that.
His helmet was off, Mills, and he's sitting there raping him. On the ground,
he's dancing over top the dead body.
It's a violent sport.
No, there's a line, and I think he crossed it. I also don't think they should have picked up the targeting penalty. I think that's very
no way targeting.
I still think the crown of the head still got close to his, or it was hitting his head, similar to the Antonio Clary hit.
No, Clary made contact. I don't.
It's a different angle.
But that guy hit shoulder pad first.
Clary hit shoulder pad first, but he was still leading with the helmet.
Again, I have no problem with the hit. It just was it just looked really ugly.
Do you have a problem with the ball being thrown there in that situation?
That's his job. That he's got to come across the middle.
You also you can't put your dude out there to get killed.
It was late in the game. We were
you needed something.
Behind. We needed something.
I will say, not to cut you off, but I like the implementation of Cam Ross with that early touchdown, giving him the ball any way we could.
Who wrote up that play? Des.
There was another one early, too, where we went, I think we did a double reverse and almost with an option to throw it back to Morris for a pass. I would have to double-check the game, and you would have to watch every play to see that one. But there was one where they had some trickery up their sleeve, and I was like, okay, we're building for the future. We're adding wrinkles to some of these trick plays. So
you saw more of the mesh concept in this game, I felt like, as well.
Yeah, I think so. We just...
Towards the end.
I think, like Mills was saying earlier, is Washington State was bringing a lot of pressure, so we had to get the ball out quicker. And with them bringing more guys, you had the one-on-one options. We just couldn't we didn't hit some of the throws. So it just kind of took us out of our game.
We haven't really talked about it, but I guess, do you guys feel like there's been a little bit of difference ever since we've lost some of our key players off this offensive line, and that may be some of the reason we're having.
I don't think so because we didn't yield a sack in this game, so our line was still holding fine. Chandler got out of the pocket when he needed to. He did take another shot. He came up keeping his arm down by it. So I don't know if they showed that on the TV, but he took another shot on that shoulder.
Yeah, it was on TV.
Yeah.
He definitely took a shot.
He definitely got a shot when he got to that sideline. He got something.
Like the one in Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
Don't let him give it to you. Anyway, so I mean that kind of about wraps it up with that game in my opinion. Is there anything you really want to highlight in that?
No, I think we kind of talked about it. Is defense another stout showing, 3 points total in the second half, held them to 72 yards total, only 6 in the fourth quarter, and a lot of that was going backwards.
The defense is getting better each game.
Yeah, I agree. And again, I told you there's one guy I trust to get this defense right, and not that I'm trying to toot my own horn. It was Coach Rudd. I liked his.
He did his own sound effect. He has a little sound effect thing.
I don't have the soundboard. Oh, hold on, dude. I don't think I got a horn. So I like Coach Rudd and what they're doing. So Cam Robinson, the leader of the pack, back there and holding it down. We're looking good. So he got another ACC Player of the Week. So 8 total tackles and the safety.
So who started at punter? He was back.
It was Sparky, and he hit some boomers too. He had some boomers.
He knew his job was on the line. He said, "Dang, I got to go out here and show out."
He should be fresh. I mean, he's been out half season already. But man, did you see yourself being 6-1 at this point?
I don't think we did. No.
That's crazy. So the new floor is 6 and
6.
6-6.
The new floor 6-6. New ceiling 11-1.
Still 11-1.
That's
the
right.
ceiling is the roof going into UNC.
How do you feel about UNC?
It's the South's oldest rivalry.
Are you a little worried about this game at all?
No, not after watching the Cal game. That was hilarious.
Well, you almost beat Cal. A tough
but
team.
a fumble in the end zone.
But they lost. It was in Cal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long travel back.
I wonder who had it worse. The guy from
Jordan.
Probably so.
She definitely hated her life.
I don't know, man. No, I was saying I don't know who had it worse, the Washington State guy or the guy that fumbled for
with
UNC.
the 2 minutes to go into the end zone.
Into the end zone.
All he had to do was fall into the end zone.
I don't know. I like teams just every now and then are just due wins, and the way that UNC's season is going, like we're the team that could get knocked off.
And it's at 12 o'clock noon. It's noon kickoff. ACC Network.
I don't know.
So a little background here. Again, it's the South's oldest rivalry.
I thought that's been challenged, by the way.
They had the Deep South's oldest rivalry, which is played. They played their first game 245 days before the North Carolina-Virginia, and that's between Auburn and Georgia. So we claim the South's oldest. They call it the Deep South's oldest. But first meeting was 1892, Virginia 30, North Carolina 18. The latest meeting was last year, North Carolina 41, Virginia 14. We come back. We go back to the scene of the crime from 2023 when we beat the then 10 previously undefeated UNC Tar Heels.
Were we ranked?
No, we weren't. Remember, we were like 3 and 5, and we went down there.
So they're gonna flip the script on us.
Could happen.
I don't know. Well, they lost. They've been losing players. There's a lot of disarray. I don't know if you've been following, the UNC world, but preparing for tonight, I did some digging, and there's a lot of issues at UNC. Apparently,
on and off field.
Yes, on and off field. Like parents are not happy that there's like barely any communication from the UNC staff.
Well,
2 players left today.
But that's Bill Belichick. They got to get used to it.
No,
Bill Belichick doesn't talk to parents.
You can't run. This is what the article was talking about. You can't run UNC like it's the 33rd NFL team, and that's what people are saying. And
I always say,
but also they don't need to like. I'm not defending Belichick, but
sounds like it.
Parents should not be informed. Why should they be informed?
Because it's college, and these parents are still instrumental in their kids' lives. This isn't the pros.
Basically, it is. They're getting paid.
Correct, but it's still college. And how many times are parents at all your games and they support you? Parents are still involved in the process. And there
Is
needs to
Belichick's
be
way or not there? It's his
well,
way or
clearly
the
it ain't working.
The point being proven about this is that name doesn't always determine the success of the program. So,
Right.
I mean, I know a lot of times we joke around and we're talking about who's going to coach here and coach there, and you're worried like, so, Gruden goes here, he's going to.
I don't think Gruden wants to coach.
My point being is like, can't get too hung up on some of these
Yeah.
guys that going and coaching at some of the places they could coach, because sometimes it just boils down to the players they have and everything
I
like that.
agree.
And if you're not an actual coach and know how to build up, the way I think you coach in college is vastly different than the way you coach.
Oh, 100%.
Maybe the closest thing that you would probably had till Belichick would have maybe been a Saban, in terms of like
Or Urban Meyer.
very regimented and whatnot. But at the same time, it's a totally different thing. I think the thing that's most surprising about UNC, and I hope it inspires a little glimmer of hope if you're having feelings about Virginia Tech's money and all those types of things, that doesn't always 100% matter. It's who the
Yeah.
kids you pick up and the coach that you have and how they use them and those things. So if you're a Virginia Tech fan, I hope y'all better choose wisely, to say the least. But I don't know. This game is we really should win. What's the spread on this one?
I think it's like 9.5. I think it's dropped to 9.5.
So at their place at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
So UNC
10.5 now.
ranks in the very bottom in a bunch of offensive and defensive categories. So they are 131, averaging only 268 yards a game, 123 in rushing, 120 in passing, 123 in passing efficiency, and 122 in scoring offense. So this matches up for a offense versus a very stout defense that has proved themselves against a flailing Florida State, a strong Louisville team, and then a stronger than pictured Washington State team.
I will say this. With November 4th coming up, and they talked about on ESPN today, the committee is now starting to meet. They start this week to meet, and they dropped their first ranking to 4th. And they said, now it's got to start. You need to be having the eye test. So, like, we need to go out there and mollywop UNC, like, to have that eye test, because we don't have the strength of schedule.
Let me ask you.
So-
It's kind of in line with what you're talking about to a certain extent, but more so about the game itself. What do you see getting back on track on the offense this week? Do you feel like the run game's gonna get picked back up, or the airs?
I think I hope the air gets back up. I think the running's been okay. I'm fine with
I don't
running.
know. Running seems to have kind of slipped off a little bit. But the thing about this UVA offense seems that our passing game is predicated on how well our running game's doing.
Right.
And so the hope is that, our North Carolina boys going back to North Carolina, is he from North Carolina, by the way?
Belichick? I don't
No,
think so.
not Belichick. Taylor.
Jamar Taylor?
Yeah, he's
Not
from
sure.
North Carolina.
Well, I know
Raleigh.
he went
I
to
think
school
he's-
in North Carolina, but is he from
I think
North
he's
Carolina?
actually from Raleigh. Look it up.
He wasn't in one of your
No,
camps?
he was close to NC State because he had a bunch of
That's
players.
Raleigh.
Yeah, but I'm saying there was a bunch of his family friends at the NC State game.
Yeah, I think he's actually like born and raised in Raleigh.
So what I was getting at, if that's true,
He's from Charlotte.
so
not
if that's
Raleigh.
so he's
So
from, he's from North Carolina. So I'm sure he may have had aspirations of going and playing for UNC or a North Carolina team. So he gets to go back to his home state, prove his worth to that state, even though he did at North Carolina Central. But
This UNC team though is got a lot of struggles. Offense they struggle, defense they struggle,
It's always good to
quarterback
see, though.
play they're struggling. They lost two guys today, Price Yates and then as well as William Boone. I
Are
don't
they
know where they
starters?
fall in the depth chart, but I mean you're talking about two guys leaving the program midweek on a game week. Something's wrong there, and I think that kind of comes back to there's a lot of issues in the locker room there, and I just don't think it's working out. I don't think we see Bill Belichick and UNC blew at the end of this year. I think he walks away and said, yeah, this was too much of a challenge for me. I'm going to pack it up and go elsewhere.
I have noticed, like, so the big X account, like, it's called the Transfer Portal, and they have now started, like, especially this week, starting Sunday, a lot of players have announced they're going to be entering the portal at the end of the season, but they're still playing for their team. So I thought that was pretty intriguing.
I saw that Sedarian Harrison, our wide receiver, is going to redshirt. Is he hurt this year? Or?
I just don't think he's getting a lot of.
So is he preserving his year of eligibility? Because
he might
probably, if that's really the case, then he's probably gearing up to transfer.
Probably.
If I had to guess. But
I mean, it happens. We'll just go back in the portal, grab another kid.
Yeah.
Go to Penn State, all them decommits.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, so let's kind of get back on track with this UNC game. What is it going to take to win this game? I mean, like I said, we should win this game, but some things have got to get changed for this to be an absolute win.
I think the offense is going to right the ship. I think you've seen some really tough competition. Again, Washington State is a lot tougher on paper. I mean, they are a lot tougher than what they appear to be on paper and what they were at the beginning of the season. I think they proved that with, again, what we talked about, 5 combined points to 2 top 20 teams. So I think it's a opportunity for Virginia to go out and dominate against a flailing team. You know, if you look at the record of UNC, they have not beat a Power 4 team yet. They are only 2 wins come against our friends down the road in Richmond and Charlotte. So those are the only 2 teams they beat. So, and then they've lost to TCU, UCF, Clemson, and Cal. You look back, they were the opening game of college football. All eyes were on them. The stadium was packed. There you got the fireworks going off. Everybody's excited. Their first drive, you think this is going to be a national championship contending team, and then they get blown out at home by TCU. And then it's just been downhill ever since. So it will be very interesting to see what the attendance like is at UNC.
I'm hoping this is going to be a similar kind of situation with Stanford. Like, we went in and took care of business with Stanford.
I agree with that.
And put them away.
I agree. I think this is going to be one where the defense is going to hold them, and hopefully we can get after the quarterback a little bit more and force some more turnovers. I mean, we've been in the positive turnover margin in the last 2 games, and that's really been the key difference is the defense stepping up and making plays.
Like I was talking about earlier, we were talking about returning players. So you got Brady coming back as center. You have Noah Vaughn available and Walbo available as well for the first time this year, I think. So they said available. I'm not sure if that means they're going to try to rest them one more game. All right, so wrapping it up, fellas, for this UNC games, what do you want to see? What are your final thoughts on this UNC game, Sean?
Offense gets it back together. You got a flailing UNC team. Their defense is not great. Their run defense is a little better. I think we get back on board. I think we get back to smash mouth football, running it up the gut repeatedly, wearing them out. They're already thin when it comes to players. So I think we run it up the gut, and then that will open up the passing game. And, hopefully we get Cam Ross, get some speed back, and then just get everybody back in the mix. I want to see more than 5 or 6 guys catch a pass. So we'll go from there. I think this is one of the easier games left on the schedule, and you hate to talk about that with UNC. It's always better for the ACC when UNC is a good team, but this is not a good UNC team right now. They got a lot of problems. So I'm going to say we easily take care of business, and I may not go as high. I'm going to go 35-7.
God.
All right, Mills, what do you got?
Let's just repeat the Stanford game. Just control the game and just get a W.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well,
I think we're past the get a W point, though. I think, like you said earlier, we need to make a statement game.
God, stealing all my points.
Oh, sorry. I think we need a statement win to get us back on track. We've shown 2 weeks in a row. We 3 weeks in a row, we've kind of showed, okay, we can win the hard ones. Let's go get an easy game. Let's maybe see Danny Kalen again, give him some reps, get Chandler Morris out and give him a little more rest time. So that would be my kind of addition to what you had to say, Mills. Sorry, Ben.
I got 31-10. 17.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Well, I'll say that it's our opportunity to come back and get a piece of the triangle, I suppose, right?
Piece of the triangle.
We already lost at North Carolina State, so we got to prove a point, win this game, go in and beat Duke, so we can say that we dominated the state of North Carolina for the most part.
We still have Wake coming to us.
I forgot about that too.
We play all 4.
They talked, not to go too far off topic again, they talked about how much traveling Washington State has. It's like 16,000 miles or something.
They go play a home. They play 2 more games at home, and then they come right back to Harrisonburg.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They travel like 16,000 miles. If you look at it, our away games, not Pitt, our away games this year were Louisville,
NC State,
NC State, Duke, which are both in obviously North Carolina, UNC, North Carolina. The longest one we got is going to Cal, but for the most part, everything else is within a 5 or 6 hour drive.
Right.
So very quick, short trips for us.
I agree with Mills. I feel like this has to be a statement game. Or you actually said statement game. I was going to say it, but this has to be a statement game and how we win. Really like to see us dominate. It kind of get like a little bit of a feeling that there's still a seed of doubt with UVA in terms, and we're talking about committees and all this and that. I still feel like there's a little bit of seed of doubt with this team. So I think it is their time to right the ship a little bit, get back on track, and just get back and keep people engaged, keep people excited. So that's really what I want to see. I want to see us get help. I want to see our healthy guys start to get out there and just let's ball out against this team.
You gonna throw out a prediction? No.
Okay, so
You don't have to.
no, I'm just thinking how I want to phrase it. Do you think it could be
2 scores?
I was gonna say, do you think it could be similar to ECU game or a coastal game? But probably not. I forgot that game was. Whew,
That was a mollywhopper.
I almost put 70 up on. No, was it 70 or 60?
60, almost 60.
Almost 60 up on them. That's a lot of points.
Do you think we score over 40?
No, I think that teams kind of have a little bit of a scheme going against us now, so I think that's gonna be harder to get it up against them. So,
but like we said, I really at this point we still need the W's. So just definitely
pad the stats, though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
run the score up.
We know, kind of going back again, Mills, you talk about the strength of schedule, and a big statement game will help, but it's not going to help our strength of schedule to a point.
Really need Louisville to keep winning because that helps.
Yeah, Louisville.
I want to see Trail really reemerge as well.
Force him into the game plan a little bit more.
Maybe not force. I just want him to force himself into the game plan, like feed the hot hand kind of situation.
Or all 3 of them, the 3-headed monster. Just let them all 3 eat.
Everybody, Sage, John Roberts, he made the depth chart.
After that hit, it's a 2-headed monster. Man.
That dude's hearing footsteps. Cameron Ross, poor guy.
I hope he got it. I hope he's got his confidence.
I want to say he came back on the field, and then they pulled him. He didn't say concussion. He said for safety issues, like it was just better for him not to play.
They hold up 2 fingers. He's like, I see 4, coach.
It's back in the day.
2 taps?
Yeah, 2 taps by the athletic trainer. So I listened to Crane and Company today, another sports podcast, and I was really interested. They were giving their college football playoff 12 team, and they gave. They also did a top 15 ranking, and we fell into their honorable mention, so outside their top 15. And
I agree with that.
Yeah, I would say we're ranked right where we need to be.
You got to believe.
I believe, but I'm saying I don't think we are deserving a top 10 ranking or anything like that. So I think they're about right. But the one thing they kept saying, they still think this is going to be a Georgia Tech and Miami ACC championship game. So I would really love to make it to the ACC championship game, because if we do that, then it makes it's harder for a committee to keep out an 11-1 ACC or UVA team. Even if we lose, I don't think you hold it against Virginia that they lost in the championship game and hold them out of the playoffs, unless we go into the championship game and it's like the last time we were there against Clemson, it was like 63-7, and we can't get anything else going. So if that's the case, yeah, hold us out of the playoffs. Just go to the Pop-Tart Bowl and enjoy it.
Well, I was going to ask, being that we're bowl eligible, who would you want to see us play in the bowl if we weren't in the playoff?
Definitely someone in the top 25. I mean,
You
ideally,
want
like
to see us play a SEC team or a
Big Ten, one
Big
of
Ten?
those. Even the Big 12. Big 12's got some good teams this year. I wouldn't mind playing one of them.
It's kind of how the games fall, I guess, and where an ACC team would be slotted. Just being bowl eligible is just that step for the program. But I think, like Coach Elliott said, we have bigger aspirations than bowl eligible, and I would like to see us punching at the door for that 12-team playoff. I would if we made it. I mean, I think that right there is a victory in itself.
Would you
It's just
go?
saying, I can't, baby. I've already tried. And the first game is December 19th. We'll probably be in the hospital that
the
day.
baby?
Hopefully, it'll be just like our last UVA victory, birth of a child. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if we could change the name to a UVA name. If we made it to the
Elliott.
playoff, are we going to call it Elliott? Do I change his middle name to Elliott,
Elliot does.
or do I go Chandler?
Yeah.
Chandler. I mean, if it was Mills, he'll
Chandler
go Cam
Scott.
Ross.
I'd go Ross. I like Ross.
Kurt.
Kurt. Kurt's a man. Kurt's a fun coach.
Yeah, so I mean that kind of wraps it up with UNC. We ready to do this ACC rundown,
Sure. So,
or do you have more thoughts, Sean?
No, I'm just more so seeing that top 12. I don't disagree with people not fully putting us in that top 12, but I think we still have that. We're definitely still in the
the SEC
opportunity
and Big
to
Ten
go
are
there.
going to be starting playing each other now. The top teams are going to start playing each other. So they're going to. There's two teams.
Right now, they were projecting, I think, 3 or 4 SEC, 3 or 4 Big Ten, 2 ACC. So they are under the impression that there's going to be at least 2 ACC teams in there. So that's obviously going to be the winner of the game and possibly the loser of the game as well, as long as they're a one-loss team.
So there are going to be 2 teams ahead of us automatically going to lose this week ahead of us, no matter what. Ole Miss versus Oklahoma, 8-13.
But they still have a chance to win out after those games.
Correct. And then Missouri at 15 and Vanderbilt at 10, which that's where College Game Day is at.
And we're still in. I guess we're still in a situation where we could be in a 3-way tie
No. It's a
in the ACC.
No. Well, I guess SMU, but I think SMU and Georgia Tech might play each other this year.
Yeah, I think that's another thing. Like if we really do get that far and we do make it to that championship game, like how we play.
SMU avoids Georgia Tech.
They do. Okay, so they do play Miami. So, yeah, maybe there is a 3-way tie with SMU.
But if that's the case,
Louisville.
Well, they play Miami, so maybe Miami will knock off SMU.
So
That would be best case scenario would be Miami knocks off SMU, and that leaves Georgia Tech and Virginia undefeated. That would be the best case scenario for us.
So we got Friday night, California versus Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech.
Okay.
Then, Virginia, Carolina. Then Syracuse at Georgia Tech. That's a noon game. SMU versus Wake Forest. Pitt versus NC State. Stanford versus Miami. And Boston College versus Louisville. Really need Louisville to kind of
Man, what if Stanford built a little momentum and knocked one down on Miami? But
I mean,
old boy threw his player under the bus. By the way,
Miami, yeah. Talk about a receiver running their own route and all.
very passive.
Maybe if you don't throw 4 interceptions in a game. That was very Calandria-like.
He's still making millions.
We were the spark for Louisville to get that
back.
win. Well, no, was it? Yeah,
No, it's
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. We started their 0-6 trend. We started Florida State's 0-4 trend. So I mean, we're just like that. We kill programs.
We kill programs.
I mean, we're not Mississippi State. You beat Mississippi State and then you get fired. I mean, that's 3. I think it was 3 years in a row. A team has beat Mississippi State, but then the coach got fired the week after.
I mean, Florida did the right thing. He had to go.
It was time. They knew he was going. They just wanted to time it up with a bye week.
It was very funny. He was walking off the field after a victory, and they were booing him and yelling, "Fire him!"
All right, so yeah, I mean that kind of wraps that up. We got a basketball game tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dad. By the way,
There you
happy
go.
birthday, pops!
yeah, sure, he'll be listening when we release this on Thursday, but
Thursday, 10:30.
Thursday at 10:30. Tune in
Tune
on
in.
YouTube. Anyway, y'all got anything else to add?
No, that's it. I don't have anything.
The golf team got their rings on Saturday, and then they were all on the field, so that was good. Got a good standing ovation. They got a killer hat
That
for the
is
year.
sick.
Really cool to see them down on the field getting their recognition, and seeing Devin Patel came back, got his ring. Was cool to see, and just looked like they had a good time. So
There is going to be some baseball news, though. Baseball starts their inter squad, but big news is Tennessee's coach is supposed to be going to San Francisco, which means those kids can hit the portal, and because their season hasn't started, they can come. So Henry Ford, come back home. Henry Ford, come on home.
I didn't even think about that till just now. That would be huge if we can get him to come back. Is there a spot for him?
Yeah, you tell one of those kids that, sorry, Henry Ford's back.
Yeah. I mean,
But there are also rumors that like he would go to Mississippi State. So
Wherever the money's at, that's really what
I mean, really, yeah. But they have two guys that are aces that are supposed to be top 5 picks. So
imagine that. That's tough for that team, and that's why I didn't think Vitello would leave Tennessee, because I don't know why you would leave and go to.
I mean, the money in MLB.
It's a different color orange. I don't know if it looks good on him or not, but it's a tougher world out there.
Money.
I get the money, but he was king of Tennessee. He could do whatever he wanted.
He got any recruit he wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, the vibes you get just, I don't know.
Maybe he wants a new challenge.
He's already won a ring.
Yeah.
The prestige and professional baseball versus collegiate baseball is just
But
it's vastly
the
different than the
expectations are different, and they don't.
He
have
could
the same
always
type of
come back.
loyalty.
He could always come
I
back.
agree.
But I'm just saying, like when you compare college football, like the way that coaches are perceived, I think it's just a vastly different type of thing.
They were like releasing videos of him today. Like they had an inter squad clearly today, and he like purposely like hugged each player. And like at the end, he was the last one on the field, and he like waved to the 4 fans that were there and said thank you.
You know what I mean, though? Like, don't you kind of get that impression, like the way your legacy's written is just different. It's just different for baseball. It just doesn't
I
carry.
just feel like it's.
That's to you because
You would say
No, I'm saying there's just a whole different vibe in college sports, and I think the legacy, could be different. If he could go on and win a World Series, and then he's really king of the mountain. But to me, it's a whole different world. You're dealing with more entitled people than you would be.
But
and
every SEC school, ACC school. Are
well, you
gonna
can
be
no longer
watching.
handpick who you want, and you don't have unlimited money like you do in college currently. You can get access to anybody you want at Tennessee. You can convince them to come. You don't have to be like, oh, I got a salary cap, I got to stay under. Hey, if you come, you just got to stay under this amount of money, and then we can build a team. No, it's a whole different world.
I mean,
So-
but you also this may be.
It could be. Maybe this is
dream.
like it could be his dream. So who am I to
I'm just
spit
saying,
on
like,
it? But
I don't know. I just feel like the way that coaches are perceived.
like, could you imagine Coach K leaving Duke to go to the NBA?
That's what I'm trying to say is you can't compare
Baseball,
those two things.
Because I would say MLB is more true to the game versus if you watch college basketball versus NBA, it's awful.
I think that sometimes we get a little maybe not convoluted is the word I'm looking for, but I feel like collegiate baseball really isn't on the national stage, maybe the same way that we probably see it, whereas baseball is. But college football is on the national stage.
Correct.
College basketball is on the national stage.
Baseball's getting there. They're getting a little more into it, like showing that random Wednesday, Thursday games on ESPN. But you're right. MLB there is a big gap between
Yep, exactly.
college and pro. The gap for college football and NFL is a big gap, but it's definitely closer than baseball, and then basketball is definitely closer. I mean,
I'm talking about like how the coaches are perceived.
correct, yeah. So. Also, like we didn't even think that Coach Oak would leave UVA. Money talked.
Yeah, but he still went like he didn't leave. It's also tough too because you're leaving this team in the middle of the year or prior to the year starting. So Also, big news: Malcolm Brogdon retired. 9 seasons in the NBA.
And Kyle Guy.
Kyle Guy is back in the league.
Yeah, left Utah State.
He burned all his eligibility up.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say with this whole new G thing, maybe we can get him back.
No, he didn't burn it.
He left a year early.
He left a year early.
Come on back.
He just got his degree too, so props to him for getting his UVA degree. I don't know. Do you think they're saving a spot for him at Nevada if he wanted to come back? Because it's only like it's kind of like an exhibition deal. Do you think if they try to send him to the G League,
Yeah, 100%.
if they say, "Hey man, we're going to send you to the G League for a year," he's like, "All right, I'm going to go back to Nevada."
Carlisle, what's his name? At the Pacers.
Rick Carlisle.
Yeah, I mean UVA guy. So
all right.
I don't know, but anyway, I hope everybody tunes in for the UNC game. Hopefully
12
you guys,
o'clock.
12 o'clock.
ACC Network.
Thank God.
No more CW. It's so bad the condensed game didn't even have a score bug on it.
Hey, and also, if I understood correctly, we'll be playing on grass. They had turf at one point.
They ripped out all the turf.
That was Belichick's rule.
Well, if there's one win for us.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about some crappy Louisville turf.
Exactly. That's my point.
I don't think we. Oh, well, they haven't announced any other CW.
Well, anyway, as always, fellas, go Hoos.
Go Who's.
Go Hoos.